way to clutch up, oh my god, one Elite Four member remaining. And if you take a look at my team, you'd think that this would be by far the easiest of them all. And yeah, you'd be completely right, because Magnon and Aurora just completely rolled over it. We're going to the champion. We're going to hell this. You're not even going to do it. How you're not even going to try it. How I don't respect it. I don't respect it. How not even going to have any theatrics while I'm out here punching. I think we're in the clear 6v1. And who's out last? Oh no, a Leon. Whatever will we do? Come on. Partner Pokemon from the very beginning who has witnessed countless deaths during our journey together, but has withstood it all, and now has a chance to etch his name into Nuzlocke history. These 6 Pokemon came together from all parts of the world, and we now write the closing chapter in the final Wonderlock. I start with Olivia as her it to these 6 Pokemon to make sure that everyone made it out. Ali, something about this run made all of these Pokemon feel so much more real, knowing that they had ended up in my hands from some complete stranger somewhere far, far away. From me, made it that much more special. And to end it all off, with a star performance from the one who started it all, was the best finale I could have ever asked for. All 6 of these Pokemon have been cemented into Nuzlocke history as the final Elite Four team to complete a Wonderlock of Pokemon Ultra. Sunday, the jolly lad. He's going all the way, try and stop him now. Okay, the Tauros might be able to stop us actually. Alright, Haxus, if you're real, you find a way to live this. We go for the rock slide. Let's see if we get the flinch. Yes, you hit. Come on, get this flinch. The jolly lad, he's going all the way, try and stop him now. Okay, the Tauros might be able to stop us actually. Alright, Haxus, if you're real, you find a way to live this. We go for the rock slide. Let's see if we get the flinch. Yes, you hit. Come on, get this flinch. Oh, we are not okay. Oh yeah, we are. We are not okay. We are not okay. Superior throws, once again, amnesia. Alright, it is. We are not hitting this thing with a special move, that's for sure. Okay, I think Avalanche kills from here, I guess. Unless she's got another full restore. If this doesn't kill, okay. Aurora's kill on the Bishop. Can't believe Switch AI overrides kills still. That's crazy. 7, even they haven't tweaked that at all. Molan absolutely folds under the pressure and gives us the best case scenario for hackers to chain back-to-back kills while only having taken damage from the spikes. We aren't out of the woods yet. Cap, I'm able to bring the MVPs of the run, Harama and Magnon, back into the party, allowing me to swiftly take down each and every captain with the help of their supporting cast and Pella and Haxus. After gathering all the petals I can, let's return them to Mina, where she can create a beautiful rainbow flower that apparently attracts the target. So when I sent out my toll to kill Klefki with Eruption, I should have been met with an unfortunate realization, but as they say in the business, never punished. Boom. Instant thaw with the fire type move, and this Klefki, see you. Main immediately sends out his Dug trio, threatening with fast earthquakes and Steelium. We are faster now, and we kill with Dragon Claw. Goodbye, Raichu. Goodbye. Okay, I believe this is going to be Crabominable. Yep, okay, smack him up, Haxus. That's right, baby. That's right, Noah Noivern. You think Noivern is? I'm going to stop this sweep. Pathetic. Think again. Think, gee, how this is the Haxus that started all. To catch this contrary superior sweep. Okay, now I had officially cleared every trial. Mount Lila is this game's version of Victory Road. And it's no joke, there are loads of unskippable fights, including one final fight with Gladion. To prove that we're worthy of taking on the Alolan Pokemon League, thankfully, I managed to make it through unscathed minus Z corkscrew crashes. Superior is my only ground resist, so he comes in clutch here. I can bait the corkscrew crash into Magnon, and then immediately back into Superior on the resisted Earthquake. These switches are proving costly, however, as Klefki was able to set up a layer of spikes in a dying effort. In the end, that's lasted since the invention of the Focus Sash proves far too powerful for even a being that threatens dimensional collapse. Who knew one tiny bird could overcome a legendary through fear alone, or should it be Phoebe after? Conquering one of the hardest fights in Nuzlocke history, all the light is returned to the Alola region, which means that, was it now just one fight, standing between me and victory over this Nuzlocke that has gone on for nearly 2 years. A Nuzlocke I'd always dreamed of completing, and now I was at the very end. I was ready to put the exclamation point on. This story's thrilling conclusion. Oh, he's angry. He's big mad, alright. Dragon dance. Lucine, goodbye Lily. I'll miss you, and all of your cutscenes get a little choked up. The only remaining trial is Mina, which is actually the sickest trial of all. I have to fight my way through a gauntlet of trial captains that we've come to know over the course of the playthrough. Obviously starting with Elma. Wait, no. Good. Eventually, I finally get through it all and take down the Probo Pass, bringing in Gigalith. I mean, if I get paralyzed here, I just lose, and then the run is over. I decide to risk. The entire run on this turn. Can Haxus continue to build on its incredible music legacy? Of course he can this. I've had. Yeah, now we're in big trouble. So, this fight just got significantly harder. I'm starting to see why you are a Breject Magnon. Quickly corrects the mistakes that were made, but we are full on steering the rest of this fight. Now the moment is too big for Superior, yet again, who is too stunned to move against. Nice. Z-Crystal usage. Asriel is backed into a corner with just her drift limb, but things start to get out of hand. You get one, you're giving yourself one chance for an Omni boost. Just one chance, did they get it? Of course, why? Wouldn't they, I think we're still. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure this. Oh, one cow's excrement is another man's Rombi counter. I think that's how that saying goes, bro. The Karkadika sweep, we finally did it. I had now officially cleared every trial on my island adventure. Oh wait, there is one last grand trial. Because turns out that Tiny Horse Girl is actually the island. Kahuna, however, she was not ready. Tasty little bait that allows for Superior to come in on a resisted earth power and Acerola switched out. Guess the bait wasn't tasty enough. This complicates things. I have to go back into Aurorus, and this time I get the desired outcome of Energy Ball into Toll. Toll eats up a Shadow Ball and then smashes out of his move. Haze, completely removing the Omni boost, in addition to shutting down any potential setup this Big B had in mind. This totem fight was over before it started. Could you stop, dude? Have we broken? I think we've broken its brain. This is awesome. Keep queer dancing. Come on, Rombi. I know you want the smartest AI. Be so important for this fight that I didn't want to risk being paralyzed by CFI's Thunder Wave, so I wanted to be pre-status but didn't want to lose HP from being poisoned, so I decided to pre-freeze my Toll. I'll be honest, I gaslit myself into believing that using a fire move would thaw the user and not Shell to deliver a devastatingly powerful flamethrower into Delice. Palace Sand is back out and is still hanging on to that Z-Crystal for dear life. The threat of that alone makes me have to play around this incredibly carefully, but it ends up being as simple as swapping in Superior and clicking Giga Drain twice. Alright, yeah, nice. Drops on Harama, as well as the 20% confusion from Rock Climb, a move I didn't know could confuse until this interaction crunch on the switch back into Harama procs. The Citrus Berry, allowing for Harama to end this nightmare of a fight. Woo. Alright, wow. That was a unlucky Olivia fight. My god, there were a lot of baiting a random move from Doug Trio. Or if the AI is planning to use this turn to heal, turns out it was neither. Oh, okay, he switched AI. Alright, honestly, that is the best possible outcome. That is the best thing that could have happened. I'll take it. Don't mind if I do. I'll take the free. Next to check off our list, and Haxus should be able to run wild. Bennett is not threatening in the slightest, so I'm able to set up a Dragon Dance and go to work clearing out her first 2 Pokemon. With ease, a much better start than the last 2 fights. Aurora finally gets some action by being the... As Metagross is by far Mola's scariest Pokemon, but TL is the king of taking down powerful steel psychic types, so Metagross meets the same fate as Necros. As is becoming a staple of this run, Magnon hangs on by a thread and sets up Harama to finish off another Elite Four fight. What an awesome 2 fights we've had so far. Everything's going according to plan. I have to give it up to Molan for essentially making this a 6v4 by completely wasting his Bashar without his blunder. I might not have made it out there with the full party intact. Well, surely the next two fights won't be as hard, right? Right, Aeola is a work in my favour as I'm able to throw in Superior and proc my pinch barrier with the damage from spikes, and then easily live another earthquake from Dugtrio. Superior finally clutches up by dodging the Ironhead flinch and firing back with the Leer Storm, but I'm right back into a scary situation. I don't know if I'm Elite Form members Molin Aurorus was now the second longest standing member of the team, and served as a great pivot into the team's offensive threats, Harama and Magnon. This unlikely duo carried almost the entirety of the run, and I don't expect them to stop until the very end. And last but certainly not least, Haxus, a true first, so I was going to see it through to the very end. I would make sure that the world's final Wonderlock ends in victory with no more trades available. My full focus was now on getting this team into the Hall of Fame. I arrived safely back in the Alola region and give one final send-off to both Lily and every single encounter in my Ultra Sunday Nuzlocke. But to call the run a failure would be a disservice to all of the Pokémon who had gotten us this far, to all the Pokémon who put their lives on the line so that the run could continue. I couldn't give up, even though I failed to complete every Wonder trade so far, but I had to settle on the most superb sixth, the contrarian of the bunch. Superior was brought for one reason, and one reason only, to completely sweep through Avia, team of rock types, Toll the Necros. Slayer was a Pokémon worthy of the title. Ultra Beast, and would be crucial in taking out the most difficult of the allows Harama to come in and finish the job, but not before eating a Stone Edge crit on the swap at least. I know this move has an increased crit rate. Harama is able to power through Krill as well, and this just leaves one lonely Lion Rock. Harama and Magnan tag team once again to play around the defense. Rescue Lucine and Guzma. Suddenly, out of nowhere, an ultra wormhole opens up, and look who it is. Guzma falling from the sky, and Lucine is here too. What happened? Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's really not good. Nothing. Our Coral Cannon can't handle. Are we just going right into it the first? And in order to do that well, meant I would need to grind. And I was getting real tired of the grinding options I had available to me. For whatever reason, the convenient grinding spot filled to the brim with chances is locked behind the post-game, so what if I just traded these new encounters over to an impossible? I still had more than enough Pokemon left to beat the rest of the game. I was determined to pull through with everyone we had gathered to this point, because I owed it to every single person who traded away one of their Pokemon to make this run possible. Over 50 people played an important role in this Nuzlocke, win through the power of the Nintendo 3 Deciseconds together with Doduo and Lunala. I was able to pass through space and time to track down Ultra Necros in a different universe. At last I arrived in the Ultra Megapolis where Necrozma and Doduo would have their ultimate duel. Waiting for us at the top of this skyscraper was a monster. Unbelievable, dude. Oh no, I don't think we're getting the chances. If I have the Master Ball, I'm chucking it. I don't care. I didn't want to leave. Did you consider that? I have to do a cutscene now? No. Make it stop. I wanted to kill some Ches, man. I wanted to commit Chansey genocide, and you're making so strong, so powerful that some have even created their own claws for this fight because it was deemed to be that unfair. But all I needed was a single do go. Hang on. Oh snap, he hangs, he holds. We go down to one and then finish it. Off to, yes, the hardest fight, a gimmicky strat, Probopass allowing for Sandstorm to go up and make all of Olivia's team that much more threatening. Oh no, Superior is not clutching up right now. After Superior sat on the Probopass doing nothing, I opted to let Haxus try and clean up with a brick break and end up getting crit on my switch in that dude. This could... It says, Mina here. After defeating her, she gives us a pink pedal and informs us that we'll have to go through each captain one by one, collecting all of the other pedals. Now we get to fight Lima, who so graciously escorts us to the lush jungle for our next fight. Once we're done with the increased level, yes, we're free. Oh, the chance is real, Oh my god, after staying up until nearly 7 AM, the night prior, I had exhausted almost all of my remaining time. Eventually, I did manage to successfully grind up both my Toll and Doduo, as they would be imperative in helping us save the Malamar would have been completely outmatched by, but there is a single Pokémon that was the perfect counter to this final totem fight. That's right, the long-awaited debut of Kakadiaka. This is what the people have been waiting for. Goldbat had the perfect typing to combat this Rombi, but the most important tool in its box was the fight should be the easiest. A simple superior sweep I have, a Tangaberry equipped to ensure that her lead Armaldo can't kill me immediately, and I can fire off 2 Leaf Storms and get to +4 special attack. From there it should be an Incred RLI, easy fight. All that was quite literally the worst possible start we could. Losing. So, in a fit of rage, it stole all of the light in Alola. It was up to us to chase it down and quell the enraged monster. But first, I needed to make the proper preparations. So I added the ultimate life form into the party, and nothing else it was. Dodu against the world. And she would. Me go to the __ festival plaza, dude. Please let me leave. I'm trapped. I'm actually trapped. I'm in purgatory. This is that. Am I just stuck? What is this for? Are we on side felled, dude? Can you lock your damn door, mum? Holy moly. Kramer's gonna pop through any second now. I focus sash. This Pokemon could far any non-ghost type in just 2 turns. I had found my answer to what is often called the hardest fight in any vanilla Pokemon game. Time to go save the world, but the world would have to wait because a level 1 Dodo couldn't do it by himself. She needed to get stronger. As I decide to make another sacrifice by sending out Snorlax to hit a bulldoze and get a speed drop on the Camus, this actually ends up being a disastrous call, as now that Noivern is faster than Camus, I am risking it. Landing a Screech, essentially nullifying Chemo's burn. I had made a huge mistake my nightmare scenario plays. A world. The seconds were draining from the clock, so I couldn't waste any more time if I wanted to complete the final 2 wonder trades. I walked out beyond the location of the Camus trial and onto the altar of the sun together, Lily and I would play the sun and moon flutes to summon Sue, who will help us. In Kaun, that's already beaten the game after witnessing a stunning solar eclipse. I was sure that I had made the right decision and that this would be the fastest way for me to grind. Well, oh my god, I'm gonna have more cutscenes. I can't escape it. It doesn't even matter where I go, dude. This is close calls, but somehow 0 deaths. If the easiest fight went that poorly, I don't even want to imagine what the rest of these will look like. Hopefully the other team members step up in the clutch. Unlike Superior, next up was the toughest of the elite. 4 members. Molan. You might have noticed that Toll was pre-frozen. Toll would. Magikarp turns into a Mimejun, a very obviously hacked level 100 shiny Moltres, named N Cream, was a standout, but the absolute best trade of them all was a bird. Incredibly, Dodu is one of the very few Pokemon that can learn both. Endeavour and Quick Attack in their level up learn set in Alter Sunday, equipped with a not be going worse, dude. This first fight could not be going further from Plan Probopass lands a Thunder Wave, but since my speed is only cut in half, I can negate the speed drop with Dragon Dances and hopefully break through Paralysis to start chaining kills. Assuming I get through Paralysis in the first place. It's not looking time vast. Pony Canyon awaits us deep within. I will find the penultimate trial in the scariest totem Pokemon, one of them all. But before I can test my Pokemon's strength against that beast, I must make sure that I am adequately prepared, and to do so, it requires one very crucial evolution. We finally made it. Oh, he somehow... Draining Kiss. Uh-oh. Well... It's been real. Klefki. Yep, alright, see you, Klefki. This beefed up behemoth is now threatening to sweep my entire team, but I see one way out. Impoon will have to put her life on the line to execute a run-saving plan. Clutch up with a Scald Burn if I miss. The only thing I could do now is trade off the final batch of encounters with less than 24 hours remaining. I am so close to completing my goal, and I got to say this final batch definitely lived up to the hype. Beast Ball, Beast Ball. Toll. Oh, and that's a good Pokemon Ultra Beast Toll, my Master Ball. Almost no chance that I would have made it out of there alive. One final salute for the soldiers that carried us through that 1H. Maybe not for you before riving our role of World Saviour. We're allowed to return back to the Pokémon Center to give one final send-off to our fallen comrades after such a bloody battle. Flinch. Yes. Okay, we are so in this. Alright, Sylveon, you pulled through. Oh my god, Sylveon had to clutch up so hard there. Holy moly, with the monster finally slain Auroras, could come in cleanly and finish the job. That was a disaster, Master. I survived on incredibly thin margins, and if it wasn't for Aeolon, there's this 30% chance the run almost certainly ends here. Come on, please, 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 please burn, please burn, please burn. Yes, okay, we're back, we are back, baby. The dream lives on. Andalon goes down a hero, but she provided the best chance for making it out with the run still intact. The bleeding doesn't stop there. An Omni boost at the start of the battle with the held Roselli Berry. To have the power of any fairy-type moves sure would be nice to have a Pokemon that could reverse those stat changes right about now. Instead, I'll have to rely on the power of KFY, who deals a whopping 10% with an expert belt boosted. Massive Bs. Oh my god, that is a big B. That is a big B right there. Totem Rumby getting a +2. Omni boost right out the gate is absolutely horrifying, especially considering the fact that it can boost those stats even further with Quiver Dance, and has the powerful move set to back it all up. That one Durant death, where he missed 3 attacks in a Roving Tail. I felt like I owed it to attempt one to sneak in. Hustle Death at some point. There were now just 5 fights, separating me from the title of League Champion and victor of the world's final Wonderlock. So many great Pokemon assisted us in getting this. It's been real 3 deciseconds servers. We've got to do it with Wii. We've got to do it with what we've got in the box. Goodbye Wonder Trade. It was over. They had shut down the servers early. I had gotten so close to the finish line. But I had failed 2 Pokemon short of completing my goal of Wonder Trading. Survived. He's seen so many deaths around him. But this Japanese Axu has finally become the Japanese Haxus that he was always meant to be. Oh, it's glorious. It truly brings a tear to my eye knowing how far he's come with Haxus. At full strength we were ready to face every hardship the vast Pony Canyon had in store for us, and at the very end of it all, face the toughest test so far. Oh my god, that could have easily killed the child. There have definitely been children that have died in this trial. I mean, that one move, that one shattered Earth. This Camus is an absolute unit. It receives, after crawling through the conveniently kid-sized hole in these hedges, I get to work taking down grunt after grunt on my way to toppling the big bad boss Guzma. Eventually, I make it to his grand throne room where we will duel to end all of the pain and suffering that they've caused to this region or something like that. Circles of Land cutscene, hell that is. I really do think I would have enjoyed these games if I spent more of my time playing instead of watching. You're joking. You're joking. You're joking. It just never ends. It never ends once. I'm out of the vicious dialogue cycle. We're now free to jet over the final island in it required to see that this would be the position I would find myself in. Grinding up all these Pokemon had overtaken every other aspect of my life, but the box was in the best shape it had ever been, and was ready to take on the grueling stretch that is Aether Paradise. It's not even that this section is... Next set of doors gives off a real smash ultimate. Everyone is hereby as all the characters we've met throughout the entire story are conveniently gathered inside the Aether Foundation. Excuse me you two, but I've got more important matters to attend to. And look who it is. We found Lily and Lucine too. Even Gladion here. I'm grab the sun flute that pairs with the moon flute that Gladion got in the Ether Foundation to call for the great legendary beast that supposedly will fix this all for us. And of course, just when I think I'm finally free to walk the next totem fight, look who it is, after dismantling Team Skull for certainly the final Sylveon to be, which should be fun to evolve. It'll be worth it in the end though, considering the totem Pokemon awaiting me at the end of our little ether escapade to ensure our rescue would be successful. I beefed up the entire team and decided it was finally time to bring back the face of this entire Nuzlocke hour, and given how the previous ones have gone, that can't be good. Nothing really of note happens on the way there, outside of adding a few of the last Pokemon of the trade machine, in addition to finding Machamp capable of cradling us while he pushes big objects around. Oh, minor thing, we do get taken to Executor Island to save the day by hitting another Aquajet. We did it. We saved the poor kid's young goose and this banded Team Skull. So who knows, with the young goose rescued, it's time to return to the Aether House to receive praise for our heroic duties. But oh no, it was actually just a ploy to kidnap Lily, and it turns out is Island Kahuna Nanu, meaning we've got another battle. Nano's team is impressively underwhelming for this point in the game, so despite being underleveled we can skate with no mishaps. OA Island is officially complete, meaning there is just one more island remaining in our island challenge, but maybe we should get back to tackling that kidnapping. We're gonna sit at home, baby. Come on, Durant, sit us home. May might just kill this, actually. Nope, okay. Oh, icy wind, we're probably still faster? Well, let's find out. Okay, let's go. Alright, just kidding, Durant. Stays on the team forever. He don't miss. He's living on 1 horsepower, the clutch god for, like, our challenge Pony Island. Unfortunately, we'll have to be doing this next section of the game without our 2-star players and Magnus Zone and Harama, as they both overleveled during the Ether Foundation expedition. With that, I'd be heavily reliant on the 2 fairy types to deal with what could be the hardest of all the totem fights yet. The 10th time during our journey, our efforts are completely meaningless, and the person we beat in battle just goes, nah, I'm gonna just do this anyways. So Lucine opens up a wormhole and it sucks both herself and Guzma inside. Am I just gonna have to go rescue these 2 now, probably, once I've escaped the 9. Starting to get a sneaking suspicion that these 3 all know one another. They're related to... No. I don't even actually know if we know that. I think we've already established that, right? Oh no, how's just now piecing it together? So, you all are a family. I never could have guessed after the plot twist of Starter. He's finally grown. Oh, he's so awesome. Look at him with that. We were ready to infiltrate the Aether Foundation. I had 24 hours to complete around 15 hours of gameplay. In hindsight, this is probably the worst game I could have picked for a time-sensitive challenge. But 2 years ago, I did not have the Force. Crime by stealing this poor kid's young goose, and instead of spending a couple of months in jail, I'll just have to single-handedly disband their entire organization. Even in the Pokemon universe, the cops are useless. I tail it over to Po-Town, where Team Skull is headquartered, and really strengthened up my team. In the process, PR Plup evolved. Hard. It's just that it is incredibly boring. It is a necessary evil that must be defeated, so I begin battling my way through Ether Foundation, grunts in hopes of finding Lily. Eventually we find the creepy green-haired guy again, who, big shocker, turned out to be not that great of a guy, but he really thinks that he's... So I turn to Cleft Key, expecting it to be capable of taking down the last pixel of masculine HP. Just don't get air I flinch to death. Oh my god, there's no shot, dude. So I'm just gonna hope for the best, please. Music. Bluffy Jesus. I cannot catch a break this run yet again. Impon comes in. Melee Island. I feel confident in a team that I've assembled for a totem fight. Yes, it could always be better, but I do not have the luxury of time here every second that I waste grinding up a Pokemon. Like Lebu for a single battle is a second that I could have spent grinding up a Pokemon that will Kadabra. And we're praying, oh, that was the worst switch possible. I'm pretty sure I'm slower, actually. I don't know why I did that. Dude, shoot. Okay, well, that is unfortunate. I just don't know what the AI... I don't know what the AI is doing. Alright, well. Nice team wipe here. Yeah, this is gonna Maybe we get a quick claw proc. I'm gonna do it. Oh, the quick claw, huge. Oh my god, we got the poison touch though. We got the poison touch. Okay, we're out. We're so in this. Give me the flinch. Give me the flinch. Yes. Okay, nice. Okay, it's down. Demon down. Demon down. I'm going. A few years away, I know that plans change and life gets busy, but luckily HelloFresh has you covered by allowing you to easily customize your delivery from week to week, so you can mix and match lifestyle options to find what works best for you. Click the link in the description or use my code KIDSSC10 and receive 10. I have been using HelloFresh for years now, and I can genuinely say that it has been one of my favorite ways to try brand new meals without going through the hassle of having to buy all of the different ingredients from the store, much like the Pokémon in this Wonderlock HelloFresh hosts recipes from cultures all across the globe, so one of my favorite battle themes. You fool, you think that I will fall for your dirty tricks. I know who that is. I know who that is. Boom, you can't trick me. We will not fall to the illusion with Mankey. Now online, he instantly starts to pull his weight by breaking down Gladian's team in tandem with this crits me. We should be music. Fine, this is just like the unluckiest day I've ever had. See, this should be fine. Okay, do they have boosted crit rate? There's like no way. There's just no way. I don't know how much HP it has. Okay, unbelievable, dude. I feel like the only thing I actually learned from this fight is that I'm one of the unluckiest human beings on the planet. Losing Tote was whatever, but losing Scyther and Gyarados to back-to-back crits from Solar Blade was just heartbreaking. I was convinced that this Totem Pokemon had heightened crit rate, because there's just no way I got hit with 3 crits in a row. Much additional grinding is because following the Lush Jungle incident, I picked up a ton of encounters that I could wonder, trade away, watch. It's going to be Magikarp, more L. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Oh, great ball, yes. Rat attack, we got rat attack, baby. Durant, okay, we are in here. Rest of my team. Thanks to Pikachu's valiant sacrifice, Axu was able to come in and revenge. Kill both of the perpetrators in Pikachu's death. Rest easy, friend. The times we shared running around Route 1 will be with me forever. Promise to win this run for you. Lana acts completely unshaken by the devastating tragedy that just took for this challenge, because I felt that I might have been being unfair with how much I dislike these games, but playing through them again only reinforced my belief further. I just want to do the fun little fights, but there are so many cutscenes that pull me away that just ruins what I enjoy about Pokemon games. I get free meals plus free breakfast for life, 1 breakfast item per box while subscription is active. If you're in the US, outside the US, the local discount will apply. Thanks again to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Now, let's see how much time I have left. Uh-oh, I wasted one of my valuable days left playing Fortnite, so it was up, meaning more wonder trades. Oh, we get the luxury ball pie pop. That's honestly kind of good. Furrow. Oh my god, we've got Furrow, the lost Pokemon we're sending out the ink into of the world. And we get Goldeen Caesars is here quick. All shiny Quack TI. Okay, these weren't amazing, but the one standout was Quagsire, as much additional grinding is because following the Lush Jungle incident, I picked up a ton of encounters that I could wonder. Trade away watch. It's going to be Magikarp, more L. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Oh, great ball. Yes. Rat attack. We got rat attack, baby. Durant. Okay. We are in here. The Hokalani Observatory, where the next trial will be, but they provide little resistance to Haram and Magneton, who are slowly becoming the static stars of the team as the day drew to a close. I finally made it to Mount Hokalani. I was beaten. Down, I felt like I'd barely made any progress, despite playing nearly the entire day. But that do not like the sound of that one. Oh, okay, +2 speed. I'm just going to click wing attack. Boom. Oh, okay, it's free. It's free. I think it's fine, guys. Oh my god. Oh, really? Okay, this could be a little bit of a problem, actually. This could actually become problematic. Alright, we might just... This crits me. We should be music fine. This is just like the unluckiest day I've ever had. See, this should be fine. Okay, do they have boosted crit rate? There's like no way. There's just no way. I don't know how. How much HP it has. Okay, unbelievable, dude. I feel like the only thing I actually learnt from this... At me next. Magikarp had the chance to become the savior this run, so desperately needed gaining access to the Lapras Ride Pokemon. After defeating Lara's trial, then I could retrace my steps and track down a ton of new encounters to hopefully turn into new mainstays for the team after a brutal 5-death trial. Something I've never done in a Nuzlocke enact the shiny claws. Hopefully this rare extra encounter would lead to something incredible. So, off, I sent my perfectly good shiny Cleon out into the world, and in return I get, well, we got Sirs. Skit. Just normal Sirs skit, yeah, seems about right, the reason that I had to do so. In a bloody battle that cost me the star of this run. In addition to several other great Pokémon, I learnt from my mistake in the last battle and decided to not be lazy and evolve Magikarp right away with this French Gyarados by my side. I should have a significantly better time dealing with whatever the Alola region throws. Accompany us to many battles. I had to be smart with how I was spinning my few remaining hours. Marlowe's trial is incredibly simple, assuming you're more observant than me. All you have to do is gather ingredients that the surrounding wild Pokémon weren't interested in, otherwise they'd become enraged and force you into battle. For me, this was place in front of her as she hands me the water. Yum ZAZ crystal that I might actually use. Something I'll definitely be using is this fishing rod, because after the way that fight went down, you already know that I'm going to need as many encounters as I can. Salvage my next level cap only jumps up. Agree to travel to the mysterious ether paradise with. This creepy green-haired man, this guy is basically covered in red flags. But the adults in our lives decided it would be perfectly fine for the two 11-year-old boys to float away in a big white boat with the man they just met. Finally, we arrive at Ether Paradise, a snare drum. Surely there are no more interruptions before the trial now, right? Surprisingly not. Trial number 2 will be a significant step up in difficulty. A speed-boosted walking berry holding newly buffed leech life, having a rind in the terrain. This is not the Fisher-Price gumshoe we got to fight before, and my team was certainly one familiar and one not so familiar face. And of course, this new person wants to battle, but hey, at least this guy is cool. Oh right, this is a good character. I think this is the only character in all of Sun and Moon that I actually like. Oh, and then we got the bop one of my 5 where the next trial reside. So, in my quest to find suitable homes for my little pups, I got in return a much more eclectic batch of pets. The two standouts here being Wingull and Magnemite, but unfortunately I have to shove another steel type for the time being. The next time I return to Route 5, I see we gotta get a clutch full. Para Pikachu, you gotta do it for us, buddy. Oh my god, we're dead. That's Pikachu's dead. Oh, just kidding, no Pikachu. No, I spent so much time trying to get you. I couldn't even mourn Pikachu's death because the behemoth was still threatening the... Each week you can choose from long list of over 30 recipes to find new types of cuisine to try. They make it super easy by including all of the ingredients you need to cook with and a single bag, and even include handy recipe sheets to follow along with, or have to look up online because you accidentally be brutal. Oh, we are losing troops fast. Oh no, I don't think Mankey Clutch is up here. Yep. Oh my god. Alright, Axu. You've been clutch for us. You're going to have to continue this. Hold on, buddy. Hold on, Axe. Hold. Music. On the forces were dealt a devastating blow. Axu was the only survivor to the cap. After that, we stumble upon a little Team Skull kerfuffle, and just when you thought it was all over, we're forced into trying out this fun new battle gimmick. My favourite. The interruptions are finally finished, and I can return to my beloved trade machine rip. One final... Oh, 7 Halon. Okay, we take those by 2 levels, so I'm going to have to play it as safe as possible during my short J to the Well of Volcano Park. But did you really think we'd get there uninterrupted first? I have to deal with those freaky space wizards again. Their weird-looking alien cause Mycadabra to shoot all the way up to... Not looking up to the task, Pichu. This is the fight you've been waiting 2 years for. Go show the world. That all the bonding we did was for this moment right here and now. Give me a full para. Oh god. Oh dear lord, it's so over. This might be the end of Pikachu. Right, I have to kill the Kome. Oh no, I don't have any special moves on any of my fire types anymore. Alright, we got to kill this Kome first thing. Holy Game is chugging right now. We might have to eat a Solar Blade. Yep, okay. It's got power. We're going to have to take the Solar Blade. We take those. Alright, the highlight from this batch is absolutely this adamant Scyther failed. Eugenic projects are always a massive win. However, it certainly would not be much help in the next trial, as it was off to the big volcano to tackle Kyo's fire-type squad. Since time was of the utmost importance, I decided not to. It was imperative to recruit some new bodies to join the fight, lady. Okay, believers are in shambles right now. That is a terrible start. A bird for a bird. There's no way we're going to be able to use this SPO Charmander, but is it? Good though. Is that an Ashwat? We got a little Ashwat. There's our water type guy, ghastly. Okay, some interesting guys. Level 8, brave. Well, this is some garbage. Not the most promising batch of all time, but they should be helpful in the upcoming trial, assuming I take the time to level them all up. Well, I did level none up Charmeleon and Scyther for Mallow's trial, so for the first time since Melee, make the extra effort to properly train solid Pokemon for this fight, like Gyarados. Yeah, one of the best Nuzlocke Pokemon of all time. Yeah, I decided to leave that guy on the bench. Maybe, just maybe, it would be a good idea to have him on the team because, well, how about I just let you see kind of the strategy, as most of my team wasn't even at the current level cap, so this was a last-ditch effort to gain a little bit of experience. It did not pay off. What it did do, however, was attract hungrier, much more threatening. Pokemon, massive. And turn around, snip, snip. Don't like the sound of the case first, eh? On second thought, she'll be fine if we just sneak in a couple of Wonder Trade C. Bro, it's about to be a new Sal, dude. Evil, evil people out there sending a male Sal landed over Wonder Trade. That's just cruel. Ultra Bow, who is this evil person? Someone is just like, I'm back. The Surfers. A century. Lucy interrupts into a manifesto about how she must harness the power of Nebby to open up an ultra wormhole to go meet Necros. And then Durant says, please stop. Boom, let's go. He don't miss. Okay. Durant never misses. Please, Durant never misses. These showing up in the clutch, baby. Showing up in the clutch. We're cheating killed one of my last original members. As a result, Axie was now all alone as the final survivor from the genesis of the run. No, you still don't count. Thankfully Aeolon could come in to stop the bleeding, and Magnon finished off. Guzma's demon of a Mascar, or not Magnon, will be dead to the next hit. Nebby all along run R. Anyways, this guy is pissed about it and wants to fight. What do I have to do with this man? Whoa, 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 dude, I'm just... What? Why do I have to catch random strays? Guess we gotta go rescue those two now. Yep, my excitement level is on par with this guy's, who times in a row again. I just can't believe that I would have gotten the 1 in 13, 824 chance 2 times in separate totem fights on a single run. After what I've witnessed playing this game, I cannot be convinced that they aren't boosted another totem fight down with 2 deaths and a dub. However, these were planned deaths, so gonna slow us down with a single Hypno, like come on. Since 1 Hypno wasn't enough, he rounds up a horde of goons to try and block our way, but that's not stopping us from finding Lucine and getting to the bottom of this lily. Kidnapping seems my efforts to thwart Team Skull were entirely for naught, as their 2 really have carried almost the entire run at this point. My newly evolved Aurorus is perfect in dealing with the monstrous Mascarin and then Snorlax and Harama tag team. The remaining Vykel that one was for you, Malamar. We did it okay. Guzma goes down, and the team did not incur any major losses this time walking through the... What's a closing down? I gotta get rid of every male Sanet that's ever lived. Oh, and a love ball. E in a love ball. Oh, that could actually be so good for me. This has to be Sylveon, right? It's in a love ball. It has to be a Sylveon. I wind up with a Fissure Snorlax plus a... to reach its full potential as a Magnon. Why didn't I do this before the trial? Great question. Uh-oh, look who it is. Team Skull is back, causing problems, and you better get used to seeing the symbol because we're about to fight a lot, and I mean a lot of Team Skull members. These hooligans actually committed a minor. I really feel they're not actually that threatening, Magnon. Contin used the trend of being the only Pokemon allowed to use Zoves, and then I started to play stupid. I got a clutch effect Sport Proc on a Sheno switch in, and instead of clicking Strength Sap on Pinsir because it has a move that would negate the attack drops, to reach its full potential as a Magnon. Why didn't I do this before the trial? Great question. Uh-oh, look who it is. Team Skull is back causing problems, and you better get used to seeing this symbol because we're about to fight a lot, and I mean a lot of Team Skull members. These hooligans actually committed a minor there. Once Magneton picks up the KO, Harama takes its place and has no issues with the remaining Benays. Man, these two are really turning into quite the powerful duo look. I know that I won this fight, but can someone please confirm whether or not these totem Pokemon have boosted crit rates? The text box reads like this, which makes me think that it's possible, but it only explicitly states that its stat rose, and I have looked through every piece of information that I can find about these fights, in addition to asking other fellow Nuzlockers, but nowhere does it confirm or deny a boosted critical hit rate. But how is it possible that I got crit 3? If I was unlucky, well, and this is the end of the video. Phase 1 goes perfectly, and then Phase 2 nets a laughable amount of chip damage that did nothing wholly. Right, oh, 7 Eradicate just had insult to injury. Mimikyu take Eradicate down, but this time we've got reinforcements. So Plandic and Sack gets the Mimikyu. Okay, sure. Using the power of the 3 Desire Seconds, I snag a few pictures of various ghost types until I make my way to the back of the mart where I can't seem to find the last ghost type. Oh my god, it's a Mimikyu, the jump scare. It was too much. Alright, do your job, Eradicate, do your back down to neutral attack, which will allow Magneton to come in and pick up the kill with a corkscrew crash. Hopefully hit this range. Force Magneton. No crits, no crits, no crits. Okay, totems have to have boosted crit rate. There is 0%. Chance that they don't. Yes, let's go. That's my goat. That's my goat. Magneton, right? Likely my last solid chance of getting a game-changing Pokemon. They went out exactly how you expect it to. Oh my god, we need a Magikarp counter. We need a Magikarp counter at this point. I don't think we've had Young Goose, Quick Ball, Caterpie. Okay, well, Caterpie is not very good. What's with this small child gives me a horse. For some reason that I can then use to traverse the rough terrain that I'll encounter up ahead, after a long trek had gathered up all of the new encounters, and arrived at the location of the next trial. Well, almost all of the new encounters, I didn't want to risk losing this. What are these bugs? Ultra Ball. Okay, there was one good trade. Someone shipped out the unwanted love child of a Ditto and Superior. That found its rightful home with me. Contrary, Superior with a Leaf Storm is highly promising, until you realize that it will only be useful in 2 of the remaining fights in the game, Snivy. If I was unlucky, well then, this is the end of the video. Phase 1 goes perfectly, and then Phase 2 nets a laughable amount of chip damage that did nothing. Holy. Alright. Oh, 7 Eradicate the just to add insult to injury. Mimikyu takes Eradicate down, but this time we've got reinforcements. A planned Ekin Sack gets the Mimikyu. Him go Quagsire. It's been real. You, honestly, you were not very much help at all. Please kill. Oh, unfortunate no. Now Tailwind's up Zing Zap. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Hang in there. Charmal, how you get there, buddy? Well, oh, 7 Charmeleon. Alright, well, surely Harama can kill this with Fake Out now. Okay, C didn't take your seat in the corner of the box and just wait your turn. Okay, I'd have to use the tools I already had to find a way around this Omni-boosting Mimikyu fight that was on the horizon. I go meet Acerola at the abandoned Thrifty Mega Mart, where she wants me to take pictures of ghost types for this small child gives me a horse. For some reason that I can then use to traverse the rough terrain that I'll encounter up ahead, after a long trek had gathered up all of the new encounters and arrived at the location of the next trial. Well, almost all of the new encounters, I didn't want to risk losing a race against Nintendo, despite appearing to be halfway through the game with 4 trials down and another one about to fall. You have to remember that we have yet to hit the incredibly story-dense part of the game. Docker, I know, given how many cutscenes I've already sat through, but welcome to Alola. I genuinely picked Ultra Sunday. No rare candies or speed up. I couldn't keep playing in a way where I was specially eyeing my teams for each individual fight. While that would be the most optimal way to play to avoid needless deaths, it would not be the most efficient way to speed through the game. I wanted to try and limit the amount of tired of all these cutscenes preventing me from playing the game after an incessant amount of yapping. Wick finally frees us from this asylum, and Hao and I can continue our island adventures to Ula Island. Hao and I were both eager to get into some action after nearly an hour's worth of exhaust cutscene, so I couldn't opened up a staggering 8 encounters before the next one. So I knew that I'd have a chance to look for some good replacements. But before we can do that, you guessed it, We've got to deal with some more Team Skull shenanigans this time. Their big bad boss Guzma shows up, but I get to show off my shiny even kill. Okay, Tailwind is over, which honestly sucks. Hope we don't win a speed tie now. We will. Oh my god, unbelievable. Able. Oh Jesus. Okay, Magneton, please, you just got to kill this thing, man. You just got to kill the Toru. It just never gonna end. Okay, please, Magneton, put us out of F. This just unlock content. It's only downhill from here. Unfortunately, Kakadika is just a tad overleveled, so we'll have to wait a bit before he makes his grand debut. Around Makahita now, Haran wasted no time being thrust into pivotal roles since we'd cleared the 3 trials on the island. Olivia was the next challenging fight ahead. Say yes fast enough when challenged to a battle, despite Rat Attack doing its best to imitate the attempt. One wipe, the rest of the team picked up the pieces to hand How another L to add to his growing collection. The best part of arriving on to a new island is all of the new encounter locations that now opened. Tired of all these cutscenes preventing me from playing the game, after an incessant amount of yapping, Wick finally frees us from this asylum, and How and I can continue our island adventures to Ula Island. How and I were both eager to get into some action after nearly an hour's worth of exhaust cutscene, so I can new Electrium Z Crystal. Can't wait until those fools show up again. Acerola then appears with Lily to tell us where we need to go for her trial, which is the next item on our island challenge itinerary before going out and gathering a new batch of encounters. I wanted to focus on strength, thinning up the ones I already had, so I awkwardly held my 3 Decisicans upside down, as in leveled up and then bam in. But bigger, it felt good to bring one of the OG team members up to their full potential, since there were only 2 survivors left from the 2022 Wonder. Trades and spin as I make my way towards the next Ula OA trial, and paired with the power of Drizzle Peller, which might have been a huge help in the last few totem fights they cleaned up with very little adversity. A nice change of pace from the totem fights that have been far from pleasant, having cleared out all there is to do on Ala Island for some reason. How and I? Alright, I think we just stay in Quagsire. I hate to do this to you, but I think we're just gonna have to let you go down. Look, you just came around to the party. I don't feel attached to this Quag Zyre at all. I think we just gotta let with electricity. If we don't do something. Oh no, Toendiro, don't do it. Don't be a hero. Okay, that is one big ToGD. That is some big D energy right there. Wow, bro, chill. It wasn't my alt. I was just following orders, dude. What are you talking about? Oh, Ms. Don't. Is this really how it's gonna go down? Okay, no more. Tailwind. Okay, finally it's over. Okay, there's nothing this Tone tomorrow can do anymore. It's no longer fast. Skarmory can't outspeed us because it's paralyzed and Magnuson's faster. Anyways, it's finally over. Jesus, the demon. Demon down somehow, having a ground type. With only 2 days left, I wasn't sure if I could beat the clock, given the amount of endless cutscenes that I still had to sift through before accomplishing my music goal. It was time to lock in. I knew that in order to finish in time, I would have to play this game almost non-stop to beat the... With only 2 days left. I wasn't sure if I could beat the clock, given the amount of endless cutscenes I still had to sift through before accomplishing my music goal. It was time to lock in. I knew that in order to finish in time, I would have to play this game almost non-stop to beat the... Tired of all these cutscenes preventing me from playing the game after an incessant amount of yapping. Wick finally frees us from this asylum, and How and I can continue our island adventures to Ula Island. How and I were both eager to get into some action after nearly an hour's worth of exhaust cutscenes, so I couldn't why people would enjoy them. But this is definitely not what I want out of my Pokemon experience. Anyways, what am I doing? I don't have time to rant about Sun and Moon. I've got less than 48 hours left to complete this challenge. Knew that I needed a new approach to how I was handling this Nuzlocke, with the odds of that happening are 1 in 13, 824 at that point. Just give me a damn shiny. Oh, I didn't think that would work. The continual losses forced me to resort to off-screen grinding to get some semblance of a workable team, and in doing so, I stumbled upon this sparkly little friend, which allowed me to do is mad. Well, let's see how much this Bulldo does. Will I learn from last time? Will I get punished again? Well, is it going? I knew it. I should have just known. Come on, Quagsire, you can do it. Oh, we are getting outplayed. Right now, stealth rocks. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be rough. on the team wasn't enough to get the job done by itself. So once again, I take my government-mandated 2 totem deaths and move on. Charmeleon death was extra devastating, as I was hopeful that it could be one of the aforementioned staples joining Magneton and Haram in that role. The 2 Deru had other plans beating this trial, with electricity. If you don't do something. Oh no, Tone Deru, don't do it, don't be a hero. Uh-oh, okay, that is one big Koji D. That is some big D energy right there. Wow, bro, chill, it wasn't my fault. I was just following orders, dude. What are you talking about? Uh-oh. Oh, he had time to kick this playthrough into overdrive. The next trial is now the number 1 thing on my mind. I bane it to Panola City, where Hal decides we should test our strength yet again, and, spoiler alert, not much has changed in the past minute. I ended up collecting a litter of dogs on my way up to route.